morning. Good morning. It's a little strange for me to be up here in front of you this morning, because the last time I gave a speech in chapel was my final assignment in public speaking 10 years ago. Some of you guys are thinking, whoa, Mr. Miller was 25 in high school? Well, a few weeks ago, Ms. Howard, she wanted to do something different to bring some cheer to the great days of February and break up the monotony of a long semester. This is an excellent idea, and it makes a lot of sense, seeing as how today the high is 55 degrees, and we haven't had 5 consecutive days of school since the first week of January. But I probably shouldn't poke fun at a reverend like that, because I'm in chapel, and I'll be up here flapping my gums, and all of a sudden, I get struck by lightning. So, if anybody sees any storm clouds out there, please let me know. But the idea was to do a comedy performance in chapel featuring the Improv Club and me. Why me? Well, last year I attempted stand-up comedy at the faculty talent show. And judging by some of the comments I've gotten over the last year, some people consider me something of a comedian in residence, which is a joke in and of itself. Don't worry, Mr. Smith. I checked, and there's no comedian laureate position, so your title still retains its prestige. So basically, I told a few jokes one time, and all of a sudden, I'm the funniest person in the room. But you already knew that because of my lively and energetic nature. It doesn't seem to work like that for other things. For example, last week, I made a layup in the field house, but Coach Jones has not yet asked me to help out with the basketball team. By the way, Coach Jones, congratulations on the win last night. But when Mrs. Howard asked me to do some material this morning, I thought, great, that's the perfect audience. Sarcastic high schoolers who are half asleep. Because nothing says comedy like 8 a.m. Some of you guys are like, oh, that's okay, Mr. Miller. You're not funny at 8 times. So, in stage performing, they say when you get up in front of a crowd, you either kill or you die. Well, right now, I'm shooting for vegetative state. Although it looks like some of you have beat me to it. Some of you guys might want to stand up so that one doesn't go over your head. And while you might really be praying for that thunderstorm right now, at least I'm not up here talking about higher order thinking skills or second century visions. Some of you may still be wondering what actually is going on here. You may remember that last spring, the publications group showed highlights from the most recent faculty talent show. You may remember seeing that video and cringing. You're probably thinking, what is this? You've got teachers in street clothes sharing a hidden talent. That's not funny, that's just embarrassing. It's like watching your parents dance. And now Mr. Miller's up here trying again. I'm sorry, man, but I've only got so many sympathy laps to give. Well, guys, if you don't like it, then just do what you do in class. Nod and smile. Except right now, you don't need to pretend like you're writing anything down. In all seriousness, though, there are some things about the Improv Club that I think are really cool. And what I like so much about this is that this club, or lots of clubs really, allows students to practice these cool things in exactly the right ways. I poked fun earlier because every day at St. Christopher's you hear about second century skills like creativity and problem solving. But if you think about it, what's more creative than thinking of jokes or making up a scene right off the top of your head? Especially when you've only got a few seconds to keep a skit going. Or maybe you've heard mention of intellectual risk-taking. While I don't know exactly what that means, I can tell you that standing up in front of a group of people, however big, and putting on a performance or trying to be funny is one of the most intimidating things you can do. You may not suffer from physical injury, but the risk involved is clear as day. So if you've never seen improv before, it can be a highly entertaining form of comedy. If you're curious about the Improv Club, I highly recommend you go to a meeting. And I say that as an interested observer rather than an involved party. And there you have it, a few attempts at jokes and a sincere affirmation of the second century vision. You can thank me later, Mr. Stowell. That is, assuming, of course, that when chapel is over, I still have a job. So now I want to turn it over to Alex and some of the guys in the Improv Club who are going to do a few skits for you and show you what it's all about.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So obviously I'm Alex, St. Chris, head of the Improv Club. This is not all of the Improv Club. Usually Improv Club has about 10 to 20 people per meeting. It's been growing more and more. And half of those people are girls. And yeah, we are not the first improv club at St. Louis, but we are the most successful to date, which is awesome. So yeah, we're just going to play a couple games, show you what we're all about. So Coleman, if you'd like to come up and help me with this first one. The first game we're going to play is called Questions. Now, it's a really simple game, one of the simplest that we do, and basically Coleman and I are going to have a conversation just using questions, and when one of us uses a statement or repeats the exact same question, easier said than done, David's going to come up and take our place. So Coleman, how are you today?
Is that tone I hear in your voice?
Why would I be toning you?
You're still salty about the Seahawks game, aren't you?
Is it my fault if the offensive coordinator made a really terrible mistake?
Did you really have to ask that question?
Did the Patriots really have to freak out?
You didn't. Did you really just ask me that?
Did you really just make that kind of comment?
How could you?
How could I?
Is there a hearing impairment going on here?
Is there a bad NFL team fan-itis going on here?
Why do I even bother?
Why does Joseph Costello even bother?
Is that a question we really need to be answering?
Was it even...
I think the actual question we should be asking is, deflated balls?
Would you be asking me that if I played sports?
Do you even play sports?
Why do I have to answer that for the 15th time?
Why do you have to ask me that one for the 15th time?
Did I just hear a bit of sass? Was that used to do theater?
If you did, would you be sassing me back?
Do I have to honor that with a response?
That was...
So you get the gist of it. At this moment, I'd like to open the floor up to some audience volunteers, and I think we actually have a special guest volunteer today. He is the captain of your favorite sports team here at St. Chris. Please welcome Trey Berry. Trey, what's on the docket for the rest of the swim season?
Why do you need to know?
Why would I not need to know what time to get to my favorite sporting event?
Shouldn't you already know?
Where would I find that kind of information?
Do you know how to use a computer?
Have you ever heard of this thing called comedy? Why wouldn't you know? Have you ever been in this chapel when Mr. Miller spoke? Why haven't you ever? Would I have to reveal that information? Why shouldn't you have to? That's the question. Why shouldn't I? How many times are we going to play this game? Do you like football? No. Do you like baseball?
So do I go first?
Why would you go first?
Do you work on cars?
Do you like sweaters?
Do you like tight-fitting flannels?
Why are you allowed to wear jeans?
Why does it matter why I'm allowed to wear jeans?
Why shouldn't anyone allowed to be wearing jeans?
Why shouldn't anyone be allowed to wear tight-fitting flannels?
Why shouldn't everyone wear tight-fitting flannels?
Well, should I be allowed to wear tight-fitting flannels?
So now we're going to play one of our favorite games. This is actually a slight change in plan that tends to happen in improv. This next game is called Bus Stop. And the way you play it is you've got one person sitting down at a bus stop. And then, while Mr. Miller's getting the other chair, somebody else, another person, another character comes up to that person at the bus stop, tries to make them so uncomfortable that they leave the bus stop. And then that person takes their place.
I like going to the chapel.
How's the boy doing? Carry him off. Nice to meet you. That's a great question. You know, I had somebody to tell you about my recent interview in opera music. Would you like to hear something? Hold on, gotta get warmed up. I've got stage fright. Excuse me, I had massive fits.
What's up, man?
Ha!
I'm from down south Virginia. Are you?
Now, when you talk about Virginia, are you talking about Virginia or North Carolina?
Now, man, you're really close in my ear right now.
Say what?
Excuse, I got
Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to conduct this survey. Do you know where the best place in the Tri-County area is to hide a body?
You know what? When I hide my bodies, I tend to go behind this office building out on 3rd Street.
Okay. Yeah. I just need to make sure that there's enough camouflage to hide, like a pair of jeans, some boots, a black sweater. You know, I need that kind of specific thing.
Well,
Not a lot of hair.
Is that like someone you know that you're describing?
No, not really. But I feel like I've known this person for a while now.
How long are we talking?
It depends. How far away is the office building? So, would anyone like to volunteer to drive this game? Oh!
Yeah, he's
Right here.
blue jeans. Yeah. I'm supposed to come now. What?
Anyone else want to ride with me?
You have a nice body. Yeah, I'm here one at all times.
Are you sure? Is it extra large or kind of small?
Okay,